Hey, people. Yeah, for some reason I got a bit of an allergy issue here in the middle of winter. Could be that the fact that the house is all closed up. That could be it. Uh, but anyway, I'm apparently not the only one with issues today, so looks like I'll be the only one here, I think. But as promised, I do have card readings if you guys want to try me out. I don't see all the Facebook comments, so if you want to join in over on the YouTube channel, Errt Radio at YouTube, and on my Mixlr channel at mixlr.com/Errt-radio, I need 40 more total listeners or total listens, and then I have 89,000. So if you guys want to be part of that, you can be. Okay? So that's all up to you if you want to be part of that. The last day of the year, let's see if we can get 89,000. All right, Julie, I don't know if you're available or not, but I'll send you the link anyway. All right, there we go. Yeah, so anyway, I send the link to a couple of people that might be interested in joining the fun tonight. We're not gonna go. We're gonna go to normal two. We're gonna try to keep it 2 hours. What we're gonna do is we're gonna learn about some of the different readings that we can do with the tarot cards. I was trying to find a guide, the cheat sheets on the Guardian Angel tarot card deck. Not easy to find much of that anywhere. And then I was trying. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Venus, I hope you're doing good. Doing well. All right. We're gonna. You want to try? Okay. I can send you the link. Hold on. I got it right here. uh, just drink a shot of whiskey with the cough medication. I don't knock anything out. No, I'm not. I'm not advocating drinking, although it is a holiday, so you can. um, what I wanted to work on is there was I was watching a psychic uh, medium, and she does other things, but she also does comedy work. And Karen, whatever the heck her last name is, Rotensky or something. She was a guest on someone's show. Who show did I see her on? I can't remember now. Anyway, I supported her and I ended up signing up on her Patreon page, and she sends me these different card things, and she did a yes no thing or whatever. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, uh, Ah, improved moon. That's nice. Thank you, Andy. Andy always gives me the update news. Venus, I sent you that to your Skype if you wanted to join. So anyway, I got the cheat sheets for the regular tarot cards, and we can use that as a guide for the regular tarot cards. And we can do a yes/no reading, and we can learn all about the cards if that's something you wanted to do, or we can just wing it and do a card reading with either deck, either the Guardian Angel tarot cards, which 78 cards, or the regular tarot card deck from the Rider Waite deck. Now, these readings are for education and information use only. They're not intended to guide you on any kind of medical decisions or anything like that. Although, if what we might talk about can help guide you in the right direction, then take action. So, for instance, if the cards say, well, you better get checked out and see a doctor, then go get checked out and see a doctor. And, yeah, so, Venus, I don't know if you got your Skype on or not, but I sent it to your Skype. I sent Julie a link. Hey, Oopie, how you doing? Oh, no. Well, I don't know if that's you or me, Oopie, and I don't know how to change it here. I do have 4 people watching, so apparently somebody sees it. So, I don't know about the Facebook chat. We need to investigate that and find out how to get the share button on there. I don't know if that's on my end or if that's something on Maureen's settings on her main, on her settings. You know, if she doesn't go public, that could be a problem on that. I know mine is all public, I think, but I don't know how to change it anyway. So I looked. I have nothing. I have no way. I looked at the suggestions that people gave me. Okay, are you in Facebook now, Opie? On Errt Radio shows. I also am on my personal page as well. So, anyway, hey, happy New Year's Eve. That's what I think Venus said about Christmas Eve. Do you realize that this is the exact same copy calendar year as 2016? Does anybody know that? Um, the days are exactly the same. 6 years, or yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, so 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 6 years. I got it right. So, I asked a question on the Facebook page, on my personal page. I asked a question. Let's see what you guys come up with. If you are a Beatles fan, and again, my allergies are crazy, so my nose is acting all kind of funny. I don't know if it's fire from the neighbors, or smoke from the neighbor's fire, or fireplaces, or whatever. I don't know. The joy of living in the country, I suppose. Yeah, so 6 years ago, we had the same exact calendar dates for each day of the year. So that's kind of interesting. Now, does that kind of mean that we repeat the same year? I don't know. Anyway, the question I had, I played a Beatles album, a deluxe version of the Let It Be album, and that included the retakes and kind of testing the music and stuff in the studio. Yeah. Yeah, they're high all over the place, Goofy, because well, they're putting stuff in the air that we don't even know about. That's a whole nother show, though. But anyway, the question I had about the Beatles songs on the album Let It Be, if you had to choose, if you're a Beatles fan, and you might not be, but if you are, if you have any kind of enjoyment with the Beatles music, and you know the Let It Be album, which one would be your favorite song? And because this week I failed to play Led Zeppelin on Wednesday to clean up the water, to get the lead out and clean up the water. She was on, I believe, Jimmy Fallon, I think it was. Or, well, she was on Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers on both of those shows, kind of back to back, one or the other day, you know. I seen her a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And, yeah, she was interesting. She had some good stories to tell, so I like that. And so, um, I'm kind of I like, of course, I like the beginning, the first song on the album called "The Two of Us." I like that one, uh, with the way it sounds. What you don't realize is how many times they actually do a retake and run through it, make sure it's right for the album. On some of them ones, like "Get Back," for instance, there were 19 retakes on that song, and they wound up with one to work, whichever number that was, I don't know. But the point of the matter is this: which song on the Let It Be album is your favorite one? Hey, we have our friend Venus here. Hey, Venus. Uh, yeah,
Hello.
I was gonna say you can use sign language. You can turn on your camera and use sign language. Can you do that? No, you don't. You might not want to use your sign language. You might have a different sign to tell.
Oh
uh,
goodness. Can you hear me?
yep, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I hope you do feel better. It's kind of crazy all around. I got something bugging my nose right now. Ah.
Oh no,
Uh,
that's how it starts.
and then last night, yeah, no, the other night is I took my sleeping medication and I had a sneezing fit right after I took my medication, which of course you're not supposed to have anything to drink after that. But then I had to take NyQuil at the same time so that I can breathe. Not a good idea.
You don't
Uh,
use vapor rub?
I haven't done that yet, but I have to get some. I think. But
I do
I
vapor
went to
rub it.
I did go to sleep pretty good though.
I bet. Got knocked the fuck out, didn't you?
But I don't know if that's again that's not a good suggestion for anybody. Don't drink and take sleeping medication at the same time. Not wise. But sometimes
Ron's
when
remedy: 3 shots of vodka, a shot of NyQuil, and what was the medication?
yeah, it was the sleepy kind that I can only get at the through the doctor.
There you
uh,
go.
yeah. So yeah, you can't get it. The The VA only has a 10 milligram strength, and the only way I can get the 12.5 that I need, I have to get it prescribed by the doctor. And it has to go through the mental health as well. So, yeah, so
Hmm.
it's kind of messed up. But that's the only way that I even get whatever sleep I get is by taking that medication. And even that's been getting shortened recently. I don't know what's going on there. But a 10-hour pill is supposed to be, for the effect of the pill, and it only I'm awake in 4 hours. It does not matter when I take the pill. Okay,
Jeez.
and now
You have an
I won't.
internal alarm clock that wakes you up after 4 hours now.
Yeah, I will not use Nyquil unless it's a desperate need for breathing. If I keep
Yeah.
sneezing, and I can't go to sleep, obviously that's not going to be good either. So you have to
Hmm.
stop that. Now, if I had some cough drops here somewhere, but who knows where they are. But I had some the Hall's cough drops. The menthol seemed to work when I took that, which that didn't affect any issue with my using alcohol or at that point. So, but
Hmm.
no, I'm very cautious about that using alcohol with the medications. It's tricky because that can be dangerous. It can cause some other issues that we don't want to even think about. So
Pigweed. What is pigweed?
yeah, okay,
Is that a
what
legit
is
name?
we said the Tura what
We're gonna
stram
Google it.
what is a
Pigweed.
stramonian? What is that? A plant? Some kind of root? I don't know.
Amaranth.
I don't know if you can see chat or not. I can't read the
Yeah, I can
lettering.
see
It's
it.
a little short, a little small.
Part of the pigweed is poisonous. Careful with that.
So, would you want a reading from my Errt Angel Tarot card deck? And
Absolutely.
would you want three or four? Well, you said
Give me
three
all of them.
before. You said three before, right?
Yeah, I like three as a magical number.
You're
Three,
kind
six,
of an odd.
nine.
You're kind of an odd one, right?
Yep. I'm an oddball.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, so let me go ahead and get this. So I got that card shuffler thing, and darn thing was broken when I got it. Kind of depressing me, but I need to.
Can't be depressed around me.
Well, it was like a $17 piece of equipment that was gonna make my day easier with the tarot card deck. I could shuffle it
Mm.
with a little push of a button. Put some batteries on the thing, and well, you know about the batteries, right? Put the batteries in there, and you just push a button, and it goes.
Oh yeah, I like batteries. We all like batteries.
Where's Andy at? I know he's listening somewhere. Uh, but all right, so we're gonna do three cards for you, and I'll take a picture of these cards so you can see them and take your time to read them. But I'll show you here what they are for everybody. Seven of Action. All right.
Let 'em action.
All right. Now, what this one is from.
Mhm.
Now, again, I'll send you the picture of it so you can read it. These cards are these cards are this deck here. Okay, from Radway Valentine. However you say that.
Guardian Angels, Redley Valentine.
Yeah, 78 card deck. At least I hope I still got all of them. I don't know. Sometimes I lose them.
Yeah, you may
But
have lost a couple.
okay, now choose freedom.
Choose freedom. Not
So
a
again,
bad idea.
I'll show you. I'll send you the pictures of these on Skype so you can take the time to read them
Yeah.
at your leisure, and
Well, thank you.
you can look it up if you can find some good cheat sheets so we can download and get them, and then we can learn more about these darn things. And then fair decisions, which I think you make pretty much. Most of that's number 9 or number 8. The other one had a
Yep.
number 2. The other
I'm
one
all
had
about treating people how they treat me.
yeah. The other one I think was number 15. I think it said. I'll get that in the picture so you can look at it. All right, so let me get a picture of that, and I'll send it to your Skype. So what I see here, 7 of Action. All right. So and it's 922. You know what 922 means to me? Well, just changed
Say that
923 now.
again.
That's weird that I even seen that.
123.
Also says 923, but 922.
Mm-hmm.
922 is my boot camp company that I was in.
Hmm.
922 in 1980. So every time 922 pops up, I kind of remember that day, or that 8 weeks rather. Okay, hold on.
Was it traumatizing?
Some of it was, yeah. Like when we had to march around the lake in 100 degree weather in the middle of summer because
If it's full gear
our
on?
well, our leader, our company leader, that was one of us, but he was voted in as the leader. I forget what you call that guy, but he was like one of us. He was a cadet, not a cadet, but you know, uh, he was um he was just like one of us, a regular person. But the thing of it is he decided to have us stay longer to eat some ice cream one time. And the thing is, when you have not only us, but you have um I don't know, 2,000 troops that need to eat. And hello to Andy and Genghis. And then, when you take up the time and keep the cafeteria filled up because you're eating an extra ice cream, well, that kind of slows things down for everyone else, right? So we're only supposed to have 15 minutes to eat. And what happened in this case, we took like probably 25 minutes to eat. Well, that cost us the rest of the day of marching around the lake in 100-degree weather, doing push ups
Mm.
and all kinds of fun stuff. And it wasn't even our fault. It was our leader that told us he should have been doing all the marching, not us. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
saying. He got demoted though, and he got in trouble anyway after that because he's the one that ordered us to
But
do that. So here's what seven of action is: you're being called upon to claim your personal power. Hey, I think we kind of know that, right? Okay, feel
mhm.
confident as your angels will give you the strength to say no when it's the right thing to do for yourself. Your struggle may actually stem from an unresolved inner conflict rather than a conflict with others. Oh, so you might be having some issues with which direction to go. If
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
right, if you do,
I got major issues.
and I got that right, then wonderful. There you go. All right. What is Andy saying? No knickers. What is he talking about?
What are knickers?
I don't have any knickers, Andy. Never had them. Never will. I had Snickers.
Is it like pantyhose?
Yeah,
I
I've
forget who's family over yonder
had
sometimes.
Snickers. Okay, we got to watch out for that guy to come in here and harass us in the chat. So keep an eye open for that. All
For
right.
who?
Choose
Oh,
freedom.
the troll.
Yeah. I don't know why they showed up on Maureen's page. That was rude.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll get him if he does.
freedom. Sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often that's just an illusion. You could free yourself from the obstacles that you're so focused on by choosing a different path, which I think you understand that already. Okay, turn your
Hmm.
thoughts away from negativity, which I think you do, and instead envision endless other possibilities, which I think you kind of did already. You might act
Try
upon. All
to.
right, so there you have it. That's the choose freedom. The next one, the last one, is fair decisions. Your angels are aware that you have concerns, but be assured that there is nothing to worry about. Apparently, you have something you're worried about. Stand your ground and know that heaven is shining its divine light upon the situation, and all is being healed. Take the
Oh, good.
time to review all the details. thoroughly. Forgiveness will
See, that's
bring,
part of the problem. There's so many freaking details in everything. And as a
yeah,
Virgo, I focus on that
and then
constantly. And that's what causes the problem.
forgiveness will bring peace to everyone involved. So if your forgiveness issue, if you're having a challenge with letting go of something, that's what that says to me. I'm not saying that
Mm,
you're having much of an issue with it, but it could be causing a slow result in the freedom issue. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Kind of like
and
a
so
vengeance thing.
so you mentioned the word focus. I think you need to kind of align your priorities and focus on one step at a time. Which you should be telling me this. but
I
but I think we
don't know.
all
I've
can.
been way off lately. So this is good.
Yeah, I think that we can actually all kind of learn from that. We can focus. We can learn that we need to focus on the right priority. And of course, New Year coming up, we're gonna have to, right? And
Hmm.
it's gonna. I think 2023 is gonna be interesting, Venus, in my personal opinion. It's gonna be interesting in the sense that it's gonna go along just fine. And the interesting part is you notice how 2022, even though we kind of been taking our time getting going because we're unsure of everything, right? So we're like, well,
Yeah.
can we be safe? Can we get out there and not have to worry about getting sick? Which some of us do get sick, colds or whatever we get, and whatever that is that we get, but not necessarily the incident that we get, but it could be anything else. And of course, if you have a cold or if you have even a flu, and it's like, oh no, you got that other thing, you got to get tested. It's like, hold on a minute. Maybe I don't have that other thing. You're just making it
Right.
all.
That's what everybody jumps to because of the pandemic. But I don't think I
But
have
but the
COVID.
funny thing is when they first came out with all of that, they said, oh, if you have this symptom and that symptom, and I said, oh, they didn't say nothing about that. And they said, oh, if you have a runny nose, then you got it. And it's like, wait a minute. And then people that use the mask and they still get sick, and they get the vaccines and they still get
Right?
sick.
So it's almost like you can't really avoid it anyway. May as well enjoy your life while you can.
Yeah, so and that's what I'm thinking of. We just have to enjoy what we can and do what we can, and but 2023 will be a little bit more opened up, in my opinion. In my opinion, it'll be a little bit more opened up, and will be a little bit more maybe risky in some of the things meaning going out to concerts or to big gatherings that we haven't been doing because we've been scared to catch this thing. But 2023 is going to open up, and we're going to be able to do that without fear of that. As you know, you already seen some of the concerts and the football games, and I mean, thousands of people. No one's getting sick there. Come on, and if they are getting sick, no one's feeling it. They're not talking about it. So that's kind of
Hmm.
taking the back seat to that. Now, I'm not saying that nobody is getting sick, but they're not reporting like they were, if you know what I mean. Okay, so
Right.
but all of a sudden they're reporting the flu. Okay, the flu and the RSV, the respiratory thing is an issue, and so which we never heard of that term RSV. I don't think I ever heard of that term until this year when they started using it. And they always said it out long, respiratory, whatever they called it. And then they just shortened it, called it RSV. So anyway, so I just think it's kind of funny how they switch things up. But here's what's going to happen with 2023. It's going to go along just fine until about the end of the year. Because remember, 2024 is what? 2024 is what big event? What is 2024? What happened? Now the notification appears. Oh, Venus, are you still here? Uh-oh. Am I still alive, Venus? She's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is we got the election. I was asking you what the big deal about 2024 is the election again. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna try to distract us with some kind of craziness that we're gonna have to do with or deal with, and it's gonna scare us so bad we're gonna be back in our houses again because we don't want to get out. Now, when are we gonna say that's enough? We're not gonna do that no more. Okay. So we got to put our foot down and say, we had enough. We don't want none of your stinking electric cars. We don't want, the
Hmm.
electric cars, they tie you to your house. You know what I mean? You can only go
Yeah,
so far with them. On a single
they
charge
tie you to the electric grid.
on your basic electric car that they have, the farthest you can go is maybe 300 miles if you're lucky. And then how long does it take to charge up? And then if the battery goes bad on those things, especially where I'm at in the cold weather, right? If the battery goes bad in them, you know how much they cost to replace? Holy crap! It's unbelievable. So
Except under Gitmo.
yeah, yeah. Well, Bobby, I wasn't trying to get political with anything, so you can. And he's not going to go to. Biden needs to go there before anybody else. Biden has lied and cheated and took people's tax dollars for 70 since 1972. He needs to be put away lot before anybody else. Obama with the fake ID and everything like that, he needs to go. Right? There's plenty of others who need to go first, and if they're not going to get any of them, they aren't going to get Trump. I can tell you that. I want to know how Trump actually ran for president if he didn't have all the money that he said he had. How does that work?
He did.
His
It was
tax
just
records came out.
untraceable.
Yeah, his tax records came out, and they said that he was negative 38 billion some dollars in debt before he was president.
Somebody made that look real good for him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I didn't want this to turn into political uh, discussion for anyone or against anyone. But the point of the matter is, if they're going to put him away, they have to put everybody else away. I mean, everybody on both sides have to go. We have to just start over, and that would be too much. Now we got a problem here in Minnesota where everything is Democrat, okay? And they already talked about raising the property tax 15%. Yeah, that's not a big deal, not for
I
me.
think they would do that no matter the determination. They would
But
still raise the taxes because that's
yeah,
what the government is doing.
yeah, and in my case, though, it makes the value of my house go up a little bit. So that's a good thing. So, but then there's other taxes they want to create and pay, and then they want to talk about what to do with the $17.6 billion surplus that they took from us. Okay, they took the
Hmm.
money from us. Well, you got bridges to repair, roads to repair. How about start there? You know what I mean? How about the
Right?
first
They got their own
first
people
thing
to tend to.
first thing the dumbass leader here does, he says, "Oh, we want to support education. What education? Kids are failing. what kind of education do you want to support? You're not doing a good job already." So he wants to raise taxes for the education, and what is that all about? Anyway, long
It was
live
a
Putin.
joke.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I won't do any signs here because I'll get banned for waving some kind of sign. Oh, your gang
Mm.
sign, you can't do that, or Nazi sign, you can't do the Heil Hitler
We're the
sign.
we're the we're the Ertling gang.
Yeah.
We're gonna devastate the world.
Well, I don't know if you heard Maureen's big news yesterday. Did you hear that?
She pregnant?
No. She is
Uh,
an image.
I'm sorry.
No,
What's the news?
no. she got in contact with the guy. We signed up on the podcasters Facebook page,
Uh-huh.
to connect with other podcasters and things like that.
Oh, nice.
And then she signed up her Thursday night show, her podcast for Thursday night. And I signed up for the whole her radio, and she signed up for her podcast. And so then the interesting thing is the uh, the guy from in the UK, Andy, maybe you know him, I don't know. But UG Media wants to run the show live when she does the live show on his YouTube channel.
Oh,
And
wow.
he's in the UK, so that's pretty darn cool there. And this is a guy that does
Mm-hmm.
paranormal talks, and he's into this whole ghost research and paranormal research and things like that. And of course, with Maureen and Anthony, and they keep having the blockbuster guests on, um, it can only get better with what they're doing on that. And then they're going to go to different conferences and have Errt Radio merchandise at their tables and things like that with theirs. Is that cool? That's pretty cool.
Oh,
So,
that sounds cool.
um, with the guy in the UK though, he's going to air the show live. Of course, it's like 2:30 when she goes on at 7:30. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but she's just going to send it to their YouTube channel, and then who's ever watching it can see it then. And then he's going to replay it though, like the alternate week or whatever. So that
Mm-hmm.
means more views for us. Okay.
Nice.
And on the Mixler side, I got up to 89,960, or 88,000 rather, 88,960. I need 40 more to go to get to 89,000.
What? That's a lot.
Yeah. So we increased from, I don't know where we were at January. We'd have to go back and look at the date where we were on January and see how much we got. We had to get like probably about 10,000 extra listeners that logged in and listened. So that's pretty good. That wasn't me going back and signing in every time. And Andy
Does
knows
it
every.
does it count the ones that don't sign in too? Because sometimes I go in without signing in and I'll listen in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. It's
Does
like
it count that?
if you have elsewhere, that would count as a total listen. Yeah. So
Oh,
like if
good.
you're listening on another platform and you're not signed into Mixler, then yeah, that would count
Hmm.
as a total listener. So so how about if you do some cards for somebody, if anybody wants to do reading? Who wants a reading here?
Who wants my fingers in their soul? Step right up.
Or you can or yeah, you could do mine actually. Do mine first and let somebody else speak up and get theirs done after.
All right. These
And
are the Angel Tarot.
I will take I'll take three. That is my
These Angel
original.
Tarot cards are by Travis McHenry.
Huh?
You heard of him? Travis McHenry.
Okay. You can show it. No, you don't have a camera on, but anyway, you can take a picture of it and send it to me. But you
Okay.
can read it if you can see
That'll
it
work.
good enough. But you can still take a picture of each one if that's possible. Bobby can go after me, and then Oofy wants free cards from both of us. So Oofy wants the whole deck from each of us.
All right. You drew the Death card first. That is the God, the end of the
Oh yeah,
universe,
and
ending and
Andy
rebirth.
reminded. Okay, what now?
You're on tune.
Go ahead.
Oh, they're saying that it's hard for people to find you on TuneIn.
Yeah, Andy was saying it. We're on TuneIn app, so apparently somebody is finding us. I'll pay for it if it needs to be paid for, so it can get recognition. I don't mind that when
Your
I'm able
second card
to.
is the Eight of Swords,
What was the first one
and your
again?
third is the first one was the Death card, the
Uh oh.
Angel of Death, Mumaya.
But not always bad though. Right? That just means new beginning,
No,
right?
that's like transformation. Whenever there's an ending, there's always another beginning.
Right. And then the second card is what?
The second card is the Eight of Swords.
Which is good or bad?
God Protector and Savior. It's about fending certain things off, protection,
Am I
truth and
having a hard time?
justice.
Okay. Am I
Also,
struggling
this
with?
could be like somebody wearing a mask too, and
Uh
I'll show
oh.
you why in the card. But it
Okay.
does represent someone wearing a mask, or you might have to put up a mask to kind of block people out from
Oh
taking
yeah.
things from you.
With everything opening up, that could be. Yeah. Okay. What was the
That
third one?
is the angel Mibahel.
Angel. What? What the hell? I don't
Their
like.
names, their names are really weird. Yeah,
I don't know if I understand these well enough to like them or not. But so far it's not looking good. Uh.
no, it's looking really good. These are the angels are about protection and service. So the
Okay.
death card is the end of something, endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. So there could be an ending to a health concern that's coming up for you. I know you got that
Yeah.
procedure that you're looking into, so that could very well be referencing that.
Okay. Um. The death card though usually means, like you said, a new beginning.
Hmm.
Not necessarily a negative, although most people look at it negative. But I guess that would depend on how you read that personally. Am I right?
Right. I'm reading it as a transformation. There's a change,
Yeah.
and the change is going to be good. It's going to end things such as pain and suffering and renew you, restore you.
I need that. I need the ending the pain and suffering. Because right now my leg is hurting like mad. And colder weather, when we had the negative temperatures, we had like negative 40 below where the wind chill factor. And you go outside and regular temperature was like negative 20.
Oh my goodness.
um, I don't know if my skin condition on my leg could possibly be um, over the years, not paying attention to because my legs didn't have good feeling in them anyway. And so if I'm out in the cold shoveling snow before, and then I could have gotten a frostbite whether I know it or not. And frostbite
Hmm.
could take some
Very
time to
easily.
even show up. Frostbite could take a little bit of time to show up even. Um, the skin gets injured with the cold, and then it takes a while to heal. And if it never heals, which this does not, the open wound, is open all the time, and so it's just really, yeah. So it's challenging because a lot of times at night I will uh, be getting to sleep, but then it'll start hurting, or it'll start itching, or I'll automatically start peeling off the dead skin, which that's probably not good. But the doctor does that when I go to the
Right.
wound.
What Uki said, it would have turned like a blackish color where the blood vessels get frozen and explode and die.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating though because there's no relaxing right now. It's uh, hurting major soreness, and I'm ignoring the fact that I need to scratch it because it itches as well. But there is a
Mm.
burning sensation and or an itching sensation, and of course the
Sounds like nerve damage.
open wound part of it where the fluid is actually draining out.
There
And
you
a
go. Put
good
maggots on.
and a good point is with the protection that I've had so far, knock on wood, I don't have any wood right here, but anyway, knock on wood, I don't have any infection yet.
You don't have any wood?
Not near me. Calm down there. I got you. I got you. I
I'm gonna
know
need you
Andy.
to find your wood, John.
You beat Andy to it. I tried putting some lotion on it. It's supposed to be CeraVe. It's for healing the skin. This is
Yeah.
too far gone. It does feel better when I do that and wrap it, and I put some bandage on it. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, you can't wear the bandage all the time because you got to let the skin breathe.
Yeah, you gotta let it breathe. Get
So,
worse if you keep it covered.
yeah. So, I ask everyone. I know I got a couple of people, probably two or three people that are doing regular healing, Reiki healing, and things like that with me, and I'm open to that. So if you do that I know you do a different style, and it doesn't really. I don't think it matters who is really helping. If I got more people helping, maybe it'll help better. I don't think that you
Right.
can. I don't think you can cancel out each other. I think it just gives it more power and more kind of multiplies the healing, if you will.
I think so too. Kind of like a pack healing, how wolves heal each
So I'm
other.
asking. Yeah, I know I know you do a different type of that healing, and if you want to experiment on me, I give you that permission to do that. And so we can,
Absolutely.
when you have time and you have the energy, I'm not saying wear yourself down to heal me. Don't do that. Just do it when you
Right. I gotta
feel.
get better first.
Yeah, and feel when you feel led to, then you go ahead and do what you got to do for that healing, and I'm open to receiving any healing that anyone gives out of their heart. They want to help, and so that I ask this every time because people forget. Were you able to send that picture to me of those cards?
No, not yet. I've got
Oh,
StreamYard pulled up on my phone.
oh, okay, on your phone.
Yeah. I
Okay,
can do it after.
just make a note. Make
I
sure
don't
that
know. I might be able to. Let's see if it works.
you should be able to take a picture with it. It's a multitasking phone if you got a new phone. If you have to leave
I don't know
StreamYard.
about that. I'm not completely tech savvy, so let's see if we can get this
Oh, great!
on my end.
I gotta put a Tesla coil in my living room. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Oopie, I don't know if you're talking about the giant Tesla coil that they did for the experiment. I don't think that would fit in my living room. If you're talking about a smaller unit, well, those things probably cost quite a bit of money, even in those days. But I told you, um, I did get a call from the nurse, and she said they're just waiting for Medicare to approve it for Minnesota. So there is that. So they are working on it. So she said right now I could go to Sioux Falls and get it done, but right now they have the problem of I can go there on a nice day and it turns into a blizzard condition overnight or within the same hours that I'm traveling there, and I could be stuck there. And that actually happened last year. So, what is Andy talking about now? Andy's talking about Oofy's device that she's talking about. It's a handheld thing that you use over the skin, 12 inches long. That's why Andy thinks it's okay. I have tried TENS unit, which did do well for me. It seemed to leave burn marks on my skin, actually. So that was kind of weird. I didn't like that at all. Little electrical things you put on your skin, and you turn up the dial to stimulate the muscle. Not good. My body did not like that.
All
I
right,
know
can
it.
you hear me?
I see it now. Hold on.
Okay. I think it mutes me whenever I move off of the screen to do other things in the background, though.
Okay, I see them. Yeah. All right, Mip. Okay, that's a strange name.
All right, those are angel names. These are in correspondence with the Solomon seals.
He's carrying my head somewhere. Is that the first one?
He's using something scary to fend off things that might use and abuse him. Because you see, he looks a lot like a little cherub, right? Little kid,
Yeah.
kind of weak and helpless.
Yeah.
Well, not
Oh,
weak,
okay.
but in the eyes of the observer, that character would seem vulnerable. However, he's using a demon head that's actually the same size as his own. So it's
Oh,
almost like he's showing a different version of himself.
oh,
See that?
he's protecting me from someone.
Uh huh.
Oh, and that could be anyone actually. And
It
that's
kind of reminds me of Medusa's head when Perseus
number
cut off
14.
Medusa's head.
Yeah, number 14. And it says,
Uh-huh.
okay, this is the second card, right?
Yeah.
Or was this the second card, Eight of Swords? Okay, the truth
Yep.
and justice protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Ah, so keep my eyes open and be aware of it. Okay, I got you.
Hmm.
I got you
Yeah,
now.
you could have an entity, or when I say entity, it could be an establishment like a bank or a
Yeah.
store or something like that tries to get over on you. This little guy's watching over it.
Okay, so what was the first card? Did I look at the wrong direction
First
there?
one, the first one was the death card.
Mumaya. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
I like the artwork on it. Pretty
I do
impressive. I
too. I
don't.
love these cards.
Yeah. Death Mumaya. Mumiah. Number 72. God, the end of the universe. That sounds like I'll be protected and guided all the way where I need to go. Make sense?
It's like we were talking about in that other chat. You're gonna outlive us all. You're gonna see the end of the universe, Ron.
Yeah. And then endings and rebirth. Ah, okay. So this has taken me to the next level here.
Hmm.
That's what that one's talking about. So I'm going to be safe and I'll be guided to the next level. That's what I get from that one. Okay, I don't know if you get the same idea. Okay, and then uh, second one is the Eight of Swords, which is 14, God Protector and Savior. So God is going to guide me to the next level, of course, and I'll be protected all the way there, including my whole business that I'm working on.
Including your wood.
And
Good
then
to
the
have it.
Four of Swords is number 41, the God of Trinity. Huh, I believe in that.
Yeah, that's an
I don't
interesting one.
I don't quite understand it, but I believe in it. Okay. Mission protects against slander and impious people. Well, we had enough of those already.
Right? Right?
We don't want to mention any
Had
names.
enough of that.
That might call them. That might summon them up. If we mention any names. So we don't want to
With
mention
it
any
being
names.
a four of swords, though, it talks about retreating from people that do that. Like if you don't give them any kind of attention, and it might not
Which,
even be slander towards you, it could be slander about other people.
right. But now I've done that for myself though. I have gotten away from that and from away from people that have not treated me very well for whatever reason. I
Silly
basically
douchebags.
I walked away from them. Whether or not they meant to, in most cases, I don't know. They might not have, but I decided to. Well, I'll walk my own way. But those who I have in my life right now, my circle of friends, I think I made some good choices here.
I
And
think so too.
you're in that circle. How do you like that? All right, so
Good for you.
we got that figured out. Thank you for that. That's a good reading. All right, now Bobby is next. I think you wanted to be next.
Bobby's still here.
Yeah, Bobby, are you still here? He said he was next, or he said he was first before Oofy, and then Oofy said she wanted 3 cards from each of us. But let's
Okay.
wait. Let's make sure Bobby is here. Let me check on Skype. Make sure he's still here.
You don't know how to butter my toast.
Yeah, go ahead and shuffle his cards and see what we can do.
You gonna get him first, and then I'll get him next.
I'm getting him on Skype. Make sure that he's still in chat here, and he should be. He should be. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Yeah, he said here before I got the message to him.
Mhm.
So
Ooh, he got a good one.
let's see if it lines up with what I've been reading. He's been getting some good cards with me, and some other people have been doing the readings for him. He's been getting interesting cards. Good possible, good positive, right? Good positive cards. So in a sense, for me though, I'll be in good shape. I'll be protected if I understood that reading correctly.
Put Coke in your water bottle. He
Yeah,
put sweet and low in his water.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to drink more water. I guess I'm right there. I got my soda right there too, but I've been alternating with the water,
I've
so I'm
been
doing
dumping
better.
those powdered liquid IV packets into my water bottles. They're pretty good. They rehydrate you with electrolytes. I think it
Okay.
helps.
Yeah. No, Oofy, I did not. I have water in my water bottle, not Coke.
Is it spicy water?
It is smart water. So I have all the answers. And they can't argue with that one if they want to claim I'm giving them uh I'm advertising for them without their permission. Heck, I'm helping sales for them. But forget you guys.
Yes, spicy
Okay.
water is vodka. You gotta say it like a Russian though, vodka.
No, it's real water. Again, I can't have too much alcohol with my medication. I'd be dead probably real soon. If I did that. No need to do that. Hey, Tin Man, what's going on, Tin Man? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. All right, did you get Bobby's cards already? He's here.
I did. Yeah, you go first with him though.
What now?
I said, yeah, I got them drawn out. You were gonna
Okay.
go first with him though. You were gonna read him the ones that you pulled first,
Oh, he
and
wanted
then
me
I'll
to
read
do.
him.
Oh, he wanted me to do one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm being polite. You can go first this time.
Uh, all
Just
right.
this
So,
time.
all right. So, Bobby, we're gonna. I was waiting on you to do the reading,
Oh
but
my
okay.
bad.
I'll do them.
Are we
I'll do.
doing three or four? We doing three or four cards?
Oh, Bobby, what do you want? 3 or 4? Bobby's listening. He hears us.
Bobby.
Okay, he said yes. Okay, three or four.
Cold in here again.
Okay. He should say in chat. He's listening. He answered me on Skype.
Oh, got it. I already drew four.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Oh, good. Yeah, go. You go ahead if you want. I mean, I could get
Okay.
four. I'll get four out for him, but you go ahead and do yours while I do this.
All right. So the first one he drew was Riel, and that is the Seven of Wands. She is the expected god for liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible.
Ooh,
So you are like completely yanked out of the picture when there is somebody who ever even thinks negatively about you, Bobby. You got some good guardians.
that's good.
And that is a number 29.
Okay.
It almost feels like it's an army. Like there's an army of angelic forces, something like that.
Oh
But in the
yeah,
card, there's only one.
but I think I believe we all kind of have that. Uh,
Hmm.
we got the protectors. We have angels that protect us. We can call on many. I don't know what my direct angel is. I know I got a few. Uh, besides Archangel Michael, but uh, then there's some others that are in line that I can call on for healing or for which hasn't worked. But anyway, that could be
Hmm.
my own suffering with the doubt issue.
Yeah.
Uh, but go ahead and read
His
the.
second card was the angel Ail, and that is the Eight of Cups.
Huh.
And this is the God, the pleasure of man's children. This card is about transformation. It gives consolation in adversity.
Oh.
So if there are changes and you feel left out on something, or you feel just not generally a part of certain things, you have an angel, a team that's there to make sure that you feel loved at all times.
There you go.
And it's okay to walk away from that doesn't please you. You don't have to hang around just because you're a good person. It's okay to walk away and tend to you, your needs.
Continue your own adventure.
Hmm. And then his third card that came out is the Chariot card, and that is Archangel Michael, who is
That's
light
funny.
God.
That's
Hmm.
funny that came up when I mentioned it.
Right. Well, I had already drawn it, so that was cool
Yeah,
when you
well, I did.
mentioned
I
it.
didn't know that. I didn't know that though.
Mm-mm.
So that's
This
where I think.
card is about perseverance, success in conflict, and overcoming adversity. So there's two cards that talk about adversity here.
Hmm.
One references walking away from it, but only when it serves you. The other one is that you can have faith in your angels to make sure that everything is taken care of, even when you do walk away.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And what's the fourth one? Fourth one. Huh?
The fourth one is one of the cards that you had, and that is Mibahel. Yeah, Mibahel. And that is the Eight of Swords, the
Okay.
God protector and savior, the little cherub with the demon head.
Wow. Bobby
Hmm.
got protection all
Truth and
around.
justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. So there are certain things that just aren't for us. And sometimes we don't see that at first. Like we really want to be successful in one area of life, and we might not figure out why it's not working for us. Why is it working for everybody else but us, right?
Hmm.
I feel like that's what this is in reference to,
Interesting.
is being okay with not jumping on the bandwagon with other
Yeah.
people, or not expecting things to work out the same way as it works out for others, because there is something else for you. You just got to keep looking.
Look at it from a different perspective. Yeah,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
I'm going to take pictures of these real quick while you work on what you drew
All
for me.
right. And then I have his already taken, but we can do the reading for him now. Okay.
Hmm.
And I can use my phone to actually see it now. There you go. The first card for Bobby on mine is the Ace of Thought. Okay. And the Ace of Thought is this cherub has a cherub, which is a small angel, like a child, you know. Um,
Hmm.
this cherub has arrived to congratulate you for your brilliant new idea. You have a new idea somewhere, which is uh, truly inspired. It's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation of your idea. Not sure what that would be, Bobby, but anyway, you know. Don't be dissuaded by little challenges along the way. These are merely course corrections to perfect your plan. Ah, and here's what that card looks like. Again, I got this picture already taken, so I'll send it after we go through these. The second card, Messenger of Abundance, has a woman in the picture, and it has wonderful news regarding your career. I know I don't work, and I don't know if Bobby works, but a career could be just your life, everyday life. All right, doesn't have to be a paying job. A new job or a promotion or acceptance into an excellent school comes into your life. Um, you might feel ready to do something that's challenging and fulfilling. This situation may involve someone who's fun to be around and sometimes mischievous, so watch out for that. This person, who may be you, is youthful, optimistic, and very clever. There you go. That's not a bad card. But the new career option, it could be just a situation in life in general. All right. So it doesn't have to mean a job necessarily. All right. So then the third one is the healer of emotions. I think I had this one for you before. All right. This is a time to follow your heart and feel the fullness of your emotions. You may feel so compelled to mature others, or wait, you may feel so compelled to nurture, need to read it right, to nurture others that you forget to care for yourself. Flashes
Hmm.
of intuition provide you with incredible insights. You or another person is a kind, tender hearted, loving, and trustworthy friend. There you go. So, with that one there, that is a healer of emotion. So, Bobby, watch for some guidance. And I know you go to church all the time. I get that, and I do. I go to church when I can, when weather allows me to. And um, but you might get a message from something. Something that you need to pay attention to. Might be in a dream. It might be something that you see out in the world and know, oh, hey, that looks weird. Whatever, something like 11:11. You know, got a little ways to wait for that yet. But, anytime that comes up or some kind of number thing comes up that you can recognize as a sign, make sure you use that and learn from what you got to learn and move forward with it. Um, the message you might get in your vision that you see at night when you sleep, even though you don't want to admit that you see those, we all see these visions, all right? Most of us do not accept them. We kind of run away from them or ignore them because they're just totally weird. But at the same time, the visions are telling us something. So we need to pay attention to them or at least try to do something about them when we see them. Either get help from somebody that can help us with that vision, whatever that might be. So don't be afraid to ask, for help, Bobby, when you need to work with that healer of emotion situation. So you'll be fine though. You got plenty of protectors on cards that uh, Venus shared with you. Okay, helper of
Hmm.
abundance. Although you have a lot to do, it's important that you get organized first. Uh, once planning is complete, you can roll up your sleeves and get to work. Your guardian angels surround you and are ready to help out. This card also indicates a very loving, kind, and loyal friend, someone with a big heart, a quick wit, and endless patience. That person could be you. So, in other words, these two cards here are pointing to your personal action and reaction to the immediate situation. But you have outside forces, which is the spiritual realm, angels that are helping and guiding you and working with you. You need to receive that. And I know you go to church all the time. I know your faith might not accept that. And this is what this card looks like. Okay. So, but what you need to do is make that decision on your own and decide what you need to do with that. And I might say that if you do that and you decide that the cards are helpful and the messages that we're sharing is helpful, then go with it. You know, um, look within yourself and see what you can get out of that. There's ways to do that without being wrong or without being questioned from the church. Okay, there's ways to do that, and so you just got to learn that it's all spirituality, right, Venus? It's all spirituality. Um,
Absolutely. It's
and
what your
and
heart
so
tells you to believe.
yeah, and it's the intention of what you are trying to find out for yourself. And sometimes the
Hmm.
church doesn't have that answer for you necessarily. Because they're looking at it from a point of view of the Bible. All right. I'm not saying I'm not saying the church is bad or wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying that you can use that along with what your guides or what we're trying to share with you. You can do both. And when you find out that in reality they actually line up and they work together well, and you can get more done with what you need to get done. That makes sense, anybody? I didn't make that up. That's the message I got. All right.
Makes sense to me.
So, um, if you got, I think Goofy is next. Bobby,
Hmm.
I sent you your pictures of your card. Now shuffle Goofy's turn, but you go ahead and read Goofy's first on your side.
Okay. You remember way back whenever I first met Oofy, I kept misspelling the name because the key on the way my keyboard was set up,
Uh huh.
I think the O was like right next to the U.
Yeah.
Or no, it was UFO. It was the I that I kept replacing by accident. And I thought she was hating me because I didn't mean to do it. It just kept happening.
No, she doesn't hate anybody.
No,
And but
I've grown to know her.
you
She's
guys,
she's a good.
we're there's a holiday cost for this reading, and you gotta pay double of the normal fee.
Which is what orgasms.
The normal fee is 0, so that would mean that you don't have to pay anything. It's free.
Oh, I love you, Ufi.
I said it was free before anyway. When I was advertising it, I found a GIF that I shared on Facebook. Pretty funny.
Are we doing 3 or 4 for Ufi?
3 or 4 cards. Goofy. I think she said free from both of us last time, but we'll see what she says this time.
3. All right.
She said
Your
free.
first card out is the King of Wands. Very passionate and fiery. Almost reminds me of Archangel Gabriel, but it's not quite. His name is Daniel, and he is the God, the merciful judge. He is about eloquence, gives answers to those in doubt. So if there is something that you are doubting, you can certainly call on this angel, Daniel, to assist with that.
The king ranking of any of the suits is usually good, right?
hmm Yeah,
Okay.
well, sometimes it represents a masculine person in your life. That could be a father, a brother, somebody who seems to have really good advice. They would carry a lot of charisma with them.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
we
that's a
have
good.
the Two of Wands,
Ooh, and the wands. All right.
and that is the angel Gilael, the helping God.
Huh.
This one represents love and wisdom. And as we both know, the Two of Wands speaks about making a decision or choosing a path, victory over those who would attack you while you are making those decisions, too, I'm assuming.
Ah.
It appears to be a seraphim because it looks like she's got 6 wings.
Okay.
I like 6 wings. Now, the seraphim were kind of like the guardians of the throne, I think,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, where they were very bright. They were almost brighter than the sun, and they had to. The angel name. Oh, the angel name is spelled Jeliel. Yeah, it just looks like a seraphim to me. That's what it reminds me of.
Okay. Now, if you don't have her on Skype, you can send that to me, and I can send it to her.
Okay.
But if you have her on Skype, then obviously you can send it directly.
And then the third card is the Four of Cups. The angel name is Melahel, and that's spelled Melahel.
Hmm.
That
That's
is the
true.
god deflecting evil. And it's actually multiple angels on this card. It looks like 4, maybe 5. My vision's not that great right now, but I'll take a picture. This is healing capacity, protection from weapons, safety in travel. Now, we are
Oh.
in Mercury retrograde, and sometimes in Mercury retrograde, not only does our communication get disrupted, but our travel plans can too. And so
Okay.
they say it's a bad time to buy vehicles or travel long distances because there could be car troubles involved in that. With this angel, the Four of Cups, I'm almost sensing like a little bit of a down energy, like you're not feeling 100% sociable, and that's what deters you away from making a trip that could eventually cost you. So this card is reminding you to listen to that gut instinct.
Hmm, that's interesting.
All right, I'm going to take pictures of these and I will send them to her Facebook Messenger
Okay, there
while
you go.
you
Yeah.
get hers going.
All right. I got hers all ready to go. I took the picture so I can already send them when we get done. The first one we have for Ufi, for me, is the nine of action. In the picture, there's a woman feeding or being nice to some lambs. Probably Mary, Mary had a little lamb, what I think of. And there's a yellow flower, and there looks like purple flowers too. So I'm gonna have to get the guide on what all these mean. There's a guide out there somewhere. I gotta find it. I got the one for the regular tarot cards. That's an amazing guide. Cost me some money. It was not free. Nine of action, though. You've worked hard to create the things you cherish in your life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments, and hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures and you, underlined, are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth, that's who that is feeding the lambs or whatever, the animals and the environment need your underlying protection. So there you go. So that means you have to be protecting your local animals and land and everything else that you're with. All right. The next one. Oh well, wait. Let's look at that nine of action again. So on a nine of action here, you have everything. Actually, I can show you the picture. I'm sitting and reading it, not showing the picture. Nine of action. There's the woman that's dealing with the lambs. All right. Again, I'll send you this picture when we get done going through it here. All right. So nine of action. Basically, it says you're successful in everything you've done, and you don't have to worry about. Basically, you don't have to worry about anyone taking it from you. You have angels that will protect you. Again, constantly protected by your angels. There you go. So you're fine. So that settles it. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Relax. Enjoy what you have. Don't worry about it. Guardian of emotion. Interesting. All right. On the picture is a woman with a bouquet of flowers at her feet, and then guardian of emotion goes in the description. This situation requires emotional maturity and total trust. You are surrounded by those who have only the best of intentions, so you can rely on the advice you're given. Challenges will be resolved. This card also indicates a generous, humanitarian, and refined person whom you can completely depend on. This could be a reference to those, or wait, this could be a reference to these characteristics within yourself. So you can be your own guardian of emotion. Don't um don't I mean, you have people you can rely on, but at the same time, take care of yourself. I mean, in the emotional sense. All right, that makes sense, Venus.
It does, but I also agree with Ufi. It could very well represent characteristics of yourself because we go through different phases in our life where sometimes we're feeling vulnerable or we're not quite where we want to be. And we eventually get to the point where we can and we feel secure and
Yeah,
it feels amazing when we do.
good idea. Now the two of emotions is the last card, and what's interesting is it shows two people um, in arms. They're together, like they're kissing or whatever. They're not kissing on the picture, but they look like they're in a romantic uh, stance. All right. All right. Two of emotions. A relationship grows closer as two people fall in love, or a current relationship grows much stronger. Again, that doesn't always mean love or sexual relationship. Um, all right. So now, okay, so where two people fall in love, or a current relationship grows stronger or much stronger, friendships may deepen into a spiritual connection. Mutual respect and understanding exist or will develop. Don't give up on relationships that feel challenging to you. There's there's still hope. So don't give up on them. All right. So and here's what that one looks like. See the two people there and by the tree, whatever that is, by the tree. All right, we're gonna send this to Ufi, and there you have it. So I could do either one. I could do Ufi here. Yeah, I could do Ufi on this one. Okay. I know that sounded bad, didn't it? All right, there we go. There's that. All right. So how do you like that, Ufi? Oh, CT. Does CT need one? Does CT want one or for the end of the year roundup? CT and did Sarah want one? I don't know if Sarah wants one, but did CT for sure. What do you think, Venus?
Yeah, they're here.
You know the CT is no CT
You
abstained.
abstain.
He doesn't want one. Okay, that good. Want to make sure didn't want to upset him. You know, final show of the year for us on this particular show anyway. So okay, Sarah is busy doing whatever she's doing.
She's doing therapy.
Maybe she's out protecting somebody else and busy. That's all. So, what is anyone's biggest um, plans for 2023? Do you have a trip planned? Are you going to go anywhere? Are you going to be involved with anything more than you have been recently? Um, what do you think? You got any plans, Venus, besides work?
Nope, just work. I find it really hard to reach goals that are set at the beginning of the year. It's almost like the
Yeah,
expectation of it
yeah,
ruins it.
yeah. Um, I've learned not to plan ahead because uh, usually it's weather that gets in the way, and nature, things.
Mhm.
and
Should
or
have. That's right.
some kind of family thing comes up where you can't go. Now, of course,
Mhm.
I'm on my own mostly, so I can pretty much go anywhere I want. But then you got money problems that can't pay for gas, you know, things like that. Uh, but that won't be a problem now, so that's good. And actually, the gas cost is coming down in most of the places. Uh, but yeah, so
I
I
will
mean,
say I do kind of plan to be a little healthier as far as like more exercise, getting out more, fresh
yeah.
air, that kind of thing.
Now, do you think that we should plan on improving our abilities, either taking a personal class from somebody that knows how to train, like that? Like I know a few people who can train, and it's kind of their business. They do that for a living, and
What do
they're
they
still.
train in? Is there a subject specifically or a gift that they
Well,
train
I
in?
wanna. Well, I wanna learn more of the spiritual aspect of what we do with the tarot card readings, and
Okay.
more of the just the overall spiritual uh, abilities and connections, which I know that they're here and they're available. Okay, which is our connection with the spirit with other people, which is a direct connection to the person, if that makes any sense. Um, what I believe is that one, we're a human being. I get that, and some would say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. It's against the God's word. It's against the church and all that stuff." But the problem is that we are spiritual, okay, and we have spiritual activities that we, in the church viewpoint, we shouldn't be involved with. But at the same time, it's an activity that we've been given as who we are, if that makes any sense. As a human being, we've been given this opportunity.
I think we've got a spiritual hunger. Like we're not supposed to go full throttle into trying to overdo it, forcing something, but rather when our soul feels hungry to learn it, that's when we
Yeah.
eventually choose it.
And Andy wanted to remind us of our friend Richard Faraday, who was Don Ecker's co-host, who I have interviewed before, of course, before he died. But I do think that we had some kind of event through uh, with Richard after he was already gone, when Charles was dealing with continuing his show or not. Okay, and what was interesting was I shared this with Charles and we kind of shared it on the air already, so it's fine. But what happened with me was I got this direct message from Richard in his voice, right? I got a
Mm.
message to tell Charles to continue the show, whether it's on Errt Radio, YouTube, or on their own channel, whatever, but continue the show, okay?
Oh,
And so I ended up sharing that with Charles, and Charles said, "Well, I got the same message." So we both got the same message from Richard, and it was kind of weird, kind of really weird, and but it was interesting. So that meant that we had a connection with Richard, no matter what. But I think our spiritual connection is important, even in the fact of being connected with the Holy Spirit. Okay, and all of it has to be done in such a way where it can be compatible with everything. Okay, now I don't mean talking about doing anything evil with my intentions. I'm talking about doing things on a positive and a growing uh, spiritual, you know, growth. Okay,
well,
so
what type of spiritual growth are you aiming at? Are we talking shamanism? Are we talking psychic abilities?
Well,
Healing.
yeah, more or less for me, it would be more um more connected with myself and with my psychic abilities, I guess.
Okay.
And like what I wanted
Soul searching.
to do, and I'm still working on that here on my own, and I don't really have anyone to give me a mentorship or to teach me. And so I'm kind of learning on what Tanya Medea had taught me and shared with me on what I need to do. And I think Reverend Michael kind of shared some of that as well, and some other people have talked about it and have really great gifts, you know. And um, what I wanted to do was connect with the people or the spirits. I call them people, but they're spirits in my house, which you've known some of them. You've seen them here, right, Venus? When
Hmm.
you did a remote view, you've seen that before. You know that I do have energies here, and
Oh yeah.
uh, you described some of them exactly before I told you about that. And so, what I'm no, we don't.
Hmm.
No human sacrifice, guys. But no, what I want to do
I'm
is
not completely against human sacrifice. If it's like a criminal and they've committed a heinous crime, then by all means, death sentence.
yeah, and I don't know, but what I want to try to do is be able to connect with them on their level. Okay, so what I do at night a lot of times is I'll go to sleep. At least I think I'm sleeping, but I'll probably be in their realm and be talking to them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I know that I travel every night. I travel. I'm not saying I'm not just dreaming. I go somewhere. I think that we all go somewhere when we're sleeping. We all travel somewhere. Whether anyone wants to believe that, and usually that's against church belief as well, or a Christian belief that wants to. But the thing is, we're spiritual. Whether we're human or not, we're still spirit. You know what Jesus said when he had his ministry and he was on the earth, and he said, and this is recorded in the Bible, and he said, "I knew you before you were in your mother's womb." Hello, what is that saying? And that's scripture. That's a verse in the New Testament, and I would have to look it up and find out what verse. You could Google it and look it up. But what that means to me is that we were in existence before becoming human form. Okay?
All right. We chose our bodies, our positions, what our roles would be, I think.
So this is what I call the the term that I use, eternal existence. All right. So from the beginning of time, when I'm going to say God, just out of simplicity for the term, um, if someone was to say something else, you make that your own comment or word that you want to use for the Creator, who is God, and
Kid Rock.
yeah, the great source or whatever whatever you want to call it. Um, he created the whole universe, whether it be with a big bang or whatever it was that occurred. We don't know. We don't have that ability to know. But guess what?
Invention of the life.
We got created just after the angels, or closely to the same time as the angels. All right.
Hmm.
Now, when God created and formed Adam and breathed the breath of life into him, and he became a living soul in Genesis. I'm not trying to preach at anybody, but you can look this up. Look this up and look at it yourself, and think about how this works. Adam was Adam before he became human. All right. Does that make sense? Remember, Jesus knew us before we were in our mother's womb. Okay? So
Yeah,
now
but Adam
Jesus,
and Eve weren't born from a womb. They were created from Clay
Right,
and God's magic,
but
right?
still, Adam existed prior to being human, because God, who created the life of Adam, had to breathe life into him and created a living soul.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
he named him Adam. Now, where did he get the name from? He already had the name Adam in the spirit form. Simple, simple answer to that. He already had the name Adam in his spiritual form. And that's when God said, I'll name you Adam. Okay? Now, what's interesting is God created all these animals here on planet Earth, and then he says, Adam, you need to name them all. Where did Adam get all the names from the animals, for the animals?
Hmm.
But he did. He
That must
named them
have
all.
took him forever to do, though.
Yeah. So, and of course, Eve came along and created her the same way.
Do
There are some
you think
other
he was thinking about Lilith or Eve whenever he named the platypus?
there were some situations with Lilith or with another woman that wasn't right, and so then we had to, God took the rib from Adam and created Eve. Okay, the same way with the dirt of the earth and all that stuff, and breathed the breath of life into Eve, and she became a living soul. However, because she had Adam's rib, she's under his control forever. Okay, that's
Yeah,
the idea. That's
subservient.
in that story, that's according to that story. Okay, now I'm not trying to be a male chauvinist or anything like that. I'm not trying to
No,
be.
you're not. You're good.
I'm just reading history of what it says in the King James version. Um, so the uh, the number of souls that God created, fixed or variable or infinite. I think they're infinite, Ufi. There's no way for us to know how many souls are created. I don't think there's any uh, fixed or variable. I think it's infinite, and we're an energy being. If you understand that, I think you do. Yes, we are
Hmm.
energy. Okay, energy never dies. Never dies.
Right.
We we are separated from our physical self when we expire here in the physical form. That's what some say when we lose this meat suit. All right. uh, then
Right.
we are still energy existing somewhere. Okay. Now the questions that I have and the doubt that I have in some of the ways that we understand the Bible and the church philosophy and things like that and theology or whatever, what you have is this problem of excuse me, every time I talk about crazy stuff like this I can't talk. Like someone's telling me to be quiet. Now,
Mm.
Is Andy told me to be quiet.
Yeah.
Um,
He's talking about sperm.
I don't know. Oh boy. But anyway,
He wants somebody to swallow his universe.
so, uh, anyway, what I was gonna get at is that we're energy, we're eternal energy from the day of creation. Again, Jesus knew us before we were in our mother's womb. Keep that in your
Hmm.
mind for a minute and just think about that. Wait a minute, that means I was alive before I was human. That's what that's saying. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you had a soul. You didn't have a body.
Right, but I was still alive. I was still Ronald up there, just not in human form. But I was
You were
designated.
Raniel.
Yeah, I was already designated to be human, if that makes any sense at all. All right.
Yeah.
So now imagine if you look when you watch Price is Right, sometimes on their final uh no, on Let's Make a Deal, on our final showcase, they'll have a big safe on Let's Make a Deal thing. They'll have a giant safe for the prize, right? And Tiffany
Hmm.
will open up that giant door, and then they'll have the prize or whatever it is. Imagine if God, for a minute, in heaven, has a giant vault with all the souls that was created from the beginning. We're not just floating around
We're,
up there.
we're trapped like prisoners until he puts us
Yeah.
somewhere.
And so he grabs that soul and puts it into mom. Okay, and she conceives, and 9 months later, out comes the kid. Right now, you tell me if there's any way you can prove that that doesn't happen. Tell me
Hmm.
that. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen from mom and dad doing whatever, whatever the action, the regular physical action that we do here. Okay, I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm not saying that it's all uh, spiritually uh, done like in Jesus' way, where he was, virgin gave birth, according to the story. Now, don't get mad at me. I didn't write it. Uh, so, but the point is, the point of the matter is this: is that God put our life energy into our mother. Otherwise, how could He know us before we were in our mother's womb? Okay, you see what I'm getting at? I
Well, does
mean,
that mean he does that for every creature on Earth?
for
Dogs,
every
rabbits.
for every human being that we have a name.
Well,
Okay.
who does the animals whenever they're incubating?
Well, the animals are. I don't know if they have souls like we have. They have some kind of energy. I'm not sure what. I don't think it's like a human spirit. Obviously, it's a different type of energy. But and
Hmm.
again, don't get mad at me. I'm just thinking out loud and getting messages about it. So, but for the human spirit and for the human being, there's a verse that says we were made a little lower than the angels. Now get this in the creation levels. All right. First he made the universe, then he made the angels, then he made human beings. Hello. That's how old we are. When we talk and we read somebody and we say, "Oh, you're an old soul," we can sense it. We can sense that energy and tell if somebody's, young or old or been around the block a few times, as far as life is concerned. And we might even know of someone who's been here before. Now we're not going to say it out loud, maybe to anybody, but the point of the matter is, we know that this happens. Okay, and gentle Ben, what is that about? What the heck?
Who's Gentle Ben? Might need
I
to
don't
meet this
know.
character.
I don't know. Bobby's putting something up there. I don't know what he's doing. But but
Blogspot.
anyway, so
Him doing a
anyway,
boo.
so think about that though. When you think about where you come from, it's not just your mom and dad making you. You come from before then, and you know that. I think you already know that. And
Uh-huh.
so all we're doing here in this human life, in this human form, is we're trying to reconnect with where we came from.
Well,
That
one
makes
could also argue that the energy that creates or helps infuse the soul to the sperm and egg within that act can be summoned by the kundalini or the sacral chakra that's activated during sexual
Yeah,
intercourse.
yeah. Again, I don't understand all of how it works. I just get messages and I get ideas in my head about the sequence of how it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in other words, before we were in this time frame, see now I believe I've been on this planet Earth for a few lifetimes. I'm not talking about reincarnation. I'm the same soul energy. Okay.
Hmm.
My character's name that I call Nikolai Janus, right? I told you about it before. I
So,
believe I was on North America before anything was here, of course, and about 850 AD, which I can't verify that or anything. I can't prove it, but I just kind of know it. But I live so long, and then I die, and I come back, and I'm in another situation. Every time I'm in either, usually it's a military type situation, okay, where I'm either an officer or someone of leadership of some kind, all right. And then when I get done with the military time, I'm usually in some kind of uh, law stuff, law enforcement or whatever, or detective work or whatever, investigative work of some kind, chasing after the bad guys. So this goes on forever. So we might leave this time frame and come back again, whether we like it or not, because we have to learn something. Okay.
yeah.
So now if we learn everything that we have to
I think
learn,
there's going to be a lot of ascending souls this year, though. Like the deaths of certain celebrities kind of gave a prelude.
yeah,
And then there's demonic energies that are released whenever certain people die too. And there everything goes it's kind of like releasing or breaking seals, so to speak.
yeah.
You can kind of feel
But
them when
just
it
keep in mind,
happens.
yeah, but keep in mind though, is that they're going on to a different level. They're not really gone. They're just gone from here. Okay.
Right.
Like my mom and dad are gone. My mom died in 2012. My dad died this last June, and so
Hmm.
we understand the disconnect. Well, maybe we don't understand it, but anyway, we know it happens. Okay, but yet then at the same time we're trying to reconnect with them, even though they're on the other side, wherever that might be. They're on the other side. We're trying to reconnect with them.
You think Betty White's telling them jokes?
Now, what's interesting. Andy ain't coming back. He's gone. Well,
He's
Andy, it
done
might not.
checked out. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Oh, as long as you did
Well, see,
everything right.
your next life, you could be very important, Andy, and you could be very well off, very happy, free. Your
Yeah.
next life could be the best thing that ever happened to you. You don't know.
Oh, yeah. We don't know. But what's interesting is that my dad, who was basically an atheist, he didn't believe in God. He didn't have any time for religion or church or anything like that. And I kept asking him. I said, "Well, how can you not believe in God? How can you not believe in the life ever after or whatever on the other side or whatever?" And what I found out that my sister was watching him for all the time and taking care of him with the family stuff, everything like that, and going to visit him in the hospice place and everything like that. And the last week he was alive, he was talking to, this is from her account of it, and she's not a churchgoer or uh, any sort of a Christian believer or anything like that, but she does believe in the spiritual side of things, but not necessarily in the church manner, if that makes any sense. And what's interesting is she's seen him talking to other people that have crossed over. Now he's talking to somebody that's already been dead for several years, family friends or other family members even, and he's calling them by names when talking to them, uh, recognizing them, but yet there's nobody there. Okay, but yet he was looking as though he was talking to somebody directly and talking and saying their name. And it wasn't his dementia that was causing it. He was connecting with them directly from what she said. And so, for someone who doesn't believe in the spiritual side of things like I do, or from a church perspective, that could be kind of weird to see that happen. Okay, which I think it might be weird anyway, just to see it happen. Uh, but the point of the matter is that we're we're there after we cross over. We're still around. Okay, so like with all the ghost investigations and the spiritual research stuff about uh, the spirits and ghosts or whatever you want to call them. Um, there's something there. Now, who they are, we don't know. There's no way of knowing for sure. I don't think. There might be. That's what some of the voice boxes are about, to try to find out who they are, what they're doing here. And what's interesting with that is in the Bible it says we die only once, as it is appointed a man once to die, and then the judgment. So then we wait for the judgment. Now that makes no sense with what we're seeing with these other ghost activities or spiritual activities that people are having these occurrences with. Okay? So like with my dad, for instance, talking to friends and family members that have crossed over a long time ago, you know, how does that work out? That's the question I have. How does that line up with what the Bible talks about dying once and that's it? And then what the church will say, what we're talking to is evil spirits. Now, how can that be? We're talking to some kind of demon or we're talking to some kind of evil spirit that isn't our family member or loved one. Now, I don't think that's true at all. Okay. It can be. It can be part of that for sure. But
Hmm.
I don't think that's cut and dry that that's the only way it's going to be. And it's wrong for me to say, oh, it's definitely my loved one that I'm talking to or human spirit that I'm talking about because I can't prove that. But I don't sense in my situation. I've only sensed one negative uh, energy that I saw here, which was happened to be a hat man in a trench coat. That was kind of scary. Not really scary as in like he's gonna do anything. Cause I told him to leave and he left. So I had the power over that anyway. So he left and never seen him again. But the point of the matter is, I seen that one time, and it was an evil uh, entity that I sensed. But the other ones, I don't think I've sensed any evil or negativity in them, and I think you might say the same, except for one uh, attic area upstairs. I think is the only one that needs a little help. But besides that, I don't think I have any problem with the negative uh, energy, which is good. So, what do you think about
Hmm.
that? You think I'm right?
I think anything's possible. It depends on where your energy's at when the end of your time comes. I
Uh,
think that's ultimately because I feel like people before we're born, we sign some type of contract or agreement, and sometimes it's a little bit of time before we jump into the next body. Reincarnations have taken place thousands of years apart, depending on what we need to learn during that time.
mm-hmm.
I would totally feed you crackers if you were my parrot.
And he's calling me a parrot because I'm talking too
I'd
much.
keep you on my nightstand, give you vodka and carrots.
All right. Well, I think everybody got their readings that wanted it, so that was fun. Anyway, our last show of the year. So
I
happy
do,
New Year.
Oofy. I do
You're
believe in
already
the Bardo.
there in New Year. Oh no, wait, no. You're in Saturday. You're New Year's
Yeah,
Eve. New
yeah,
Year's Eve.
New
We're a
Year's
day
Eve.
off. That's what's weird about this whole week. I saw that post that said there's that week that's right after Christmas and then right before New Year's, and you don't know what day it is. You're trying to figure out
Hey,
what's going on. for the week because he got coming coming back down after the holiday of the Christmas thing, and then you got the New
I thought
Year's.
I was supposed to have Friday off until yesterday, and boss lady just snatches it from us. We're like, no, we want Friday off. But she's giving us Monday, so it should be
Well,
good.
parrots don't have teeth anyway; they have a beak. I don't have a
We
beak
have beef.
though. I should get a beak. I don't have any teeth.
Like soft. So you can be so. So it's apparently had a daughter too. So it was like a female counterpart, and there's some controversy between whether or not it was his daughter or his maiden that he eventually, tied down with. But
Yeah.
apparently he taught her everything, and so there was like a whole nother lineage of teachers, like both.
Well, I think with the spirit research and the activity of the communication with them, I think it is like we mentioned before with the intention. It's
Hmm.
how we perceive it and how we intend to understand it. Now, if we think it's evil or negative, well, that might be what comes through. And like when people have, I won't use a Ouija board. I just won't use one of those. I'll use the tarot cards. I'll use my pendulum. I'll use, dice. I'll use different things and crystals, and things like that. That um, some may say you shouldn't use certain things like that, but you know what? I say I'm using the things that are of the earth. I don't see a problem with it. And look at this set that I got here. Um,
What
heart
kind of
shaped.
pies you making, Andy?
Look at that. Heart shaped. They're heart shaped. Look at that tiger eye in the
Mm,
middle. That look nice.
yeah, that's pretty.
It's all the colors of the chakras. What is that?
Yeah.
12 or 15? 12. Yeah, 12. Right. 4 times 3. Yeah, 12. So
Uh-huh.
that's from whatever that company is, Stones of the World, whatever. You can look it up. I've got it on Amazon.
Hmm.
But really cool stuff there. So I'm gonna work on learning that. I got that along with my spears that I got, the chakra spears. I got another crystal set over there. So I'm gonna work under the crystal energy and see if that helps my issue with the healing. So hopefully it will. I don't know. I mean, it's worth
Good.
a try. Anything's worth a try. At
Hmm.
this
Oh,
point.
Andy, we call those pot pies over here, like a chicken pot pie or a beef pot pie. And I
Oh
was thinking
yeah,
about making one of those. I love making a chicken pot pie. They're so
Andy.
yummy.
Andy does some insane baking. I don't know how he gets it. How he knows, but he knows
Probably
how to
because
do
he's a
that.
Libra. Libras cook their asses off for sure. My daddy is like that. He will dominate the kitchen till like 3 o'clock in the morning cooking.
Yeah,
He's good
and
at it. Everything he makes is great.
if he's cooking now, it's like 5 o'clock for him.
Hmm. In the
Or maybe
morning or the evening?
morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, and just after it.
Oh
Six
goodness,
hour, 6 hour difference for East Coast
that's
time, I
early
think.
for me.
6 or 5, I don't know. My
I'm
time, I
barely
think.
functional at that hour.
Yeah. So I'm usually
Sometimes I'm
asleep.
just going to bed at 5.
Right. Especially after listening to Brian all night, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Brian's
we get
fun.
we get carried away sometimes when he does the second show and everything like that. We just keep listening anyway.
Yeah,
But
it's a
good
good
music,
time. I like
yeah,
him.
good music, good
He's playing
conversation.
tonight.
Yeah. So
He
yeah,
just
I don't know
started
if he's
his
gonna be
stream a
on.
couple minutes
I
ago.
don't know if he's gonna be on tonight or not. He was gonna try to be.
He is. Yeah, he's on. He just went live.
Oh, okay. He's still alive now, or
He just went live. They got in there late. Him and Brad.
Oh wow.
but I'm not going to be joining. I'm actually fixing to wrap this up. I have other
Yeah.
things
Well, we've
that
been
I
just
am
over 2
doing.
hours. Yeah. Thank you for joining tonight and helping out. At least I didn't have to
Yeah,
talk
no
for 5 minutes.
worries.
Because that gets kind of boring when
Right?
I just ramble about absolutely nothing, and then people are like, "What is this guy talking about?" but but anyway, hey,
Sometimes when we talk like that, it's a frequency that we're giving out when we just ramble like that.
yeah,
And so
I've done
people are still receiving the downloads that they need through that form of
yeah,
talk.
I've done that a few times on my own, where I just talk about absolutely nothing and make absolutely zero sense to anybody, and somebody's getting the message. I don't know what. Okay, and
Hmm.
KB Wells changed his time. Chris, or no, not yeah, Kriston T. Harris. He's going to. I think he's on like now, or he's on pretty soon at 1 o'clock. I don't know. And time zones get me mixed up. It's messed up. Okay,
All
yeah.
right.
So,
Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for having me, Ron. I
all
love you
right. Well,
guys. Y'all
yeah.
have a
Hey,
fantastic New Year's.
yeah. Happy New Year, and I hope that you can be back with us on Friday again, and we'll have more people here to help us out. We'll have a lot more fun. So,
Heck yeah.
always fun when we have
All
more
right.
people. We get to chat and have a conversation that makes absolutely zero sense. All right. Yeah,
It
we'll
was
talk to
fun.
you
See you
next
next
time.
time.
You get some rest, get some sleep, and hope you get that whatever you got there, that you can get that taken care of, and you 100% start of the year.
Yeah,
You'll be all
definitely.
right. You'll be fine. You'll get through it. I know it. I have faith in you. All right.
I will. I'll
All
come
right.
out.
Thank you. All right. You have a good night.
Night.
Bye bye. All right. So that'll about wrap it up for us here. And remember now, this coming week, on or this next Thursday, Marine and Anthony will be on at 7:30 p.m. All right. Oh, Clyde Lewis and then Kriston. Okay. Thank you, Andy. All right, Ufi. Have a good night. And Andy, don't cook that pie yet. All right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm leaving here. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for tuning in. If you're on Facebook or wherever you are, if I missed you and your request for readings, I'm sorry about that. Don't pay attention to Facebook much because I'm paying attention to live stream. So I really need somebody to take care of that Facebook chat if there's anyone that's watching that. But I don't see anybody on there right now. So anyway, we're out of here now, and we'll see you next year. Happy New Year to everyone who's hopefully will return in the new year and be with the show and be with us. We'll see you on the next one. I'll be doing my morning show tomorrow morning, uh, 9 a.m. as always. All right. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.